requirements of small island states, in my humble opinion, is tailor-made tools and resources that are dedicated to SIDS. Away from tending to add other parties with a completely different set of challenges. If you see how geographically or in groups we are meant, for UNCCD you have least developed countries and kind of things. But SIDS still remain very specific. I'll tell you why in a few moments. Our challenges basically are very vast and requires much more effort as we talk to it. We have and continue to advocate for technological tools like this one, for real-time data information acquisition for decision making, especially to make projections and then to make good decision making processes at the level of our governments. We have and continue to advocate for but it is also important that we do not need to set up institutions capable of acquiring and transforming data, because eventually we may need to service these systems. So small islands, we can have the tools, but basically what we need is the information from it. We're already challenged with small institutions, and we have systems that needs resources to be maintained in the future. So we have to make this small nuance about what we need is the output, the product of it. This is the first and foremost, instead of having to maintain it. That is very cumbersome for us. As you have guessed, our institutions are small and reporting burden on the various processes to which sovereign countries are required to report is truly, again, cumbersome and needs to be recognized. We, as small island developing states, with our small institutions, we have an equal amount of reporting process that any other big country that have the resources. In a small institution in Mauritius, for example, you can have 4 or 5 people around working. But we have to report to all the other processes, UNCCD, UNCBD, UNFCCC, part of it, and then you have SADC countries, IOC countries, whatever you are. So we are 4 or 5 people and we're already strained and it comes to it. So I'm not going to be long, in fact. I'm not too much of a politician. I hope that these few words cause international agencies to understand the requirements of SIDS are different and we need to adjust accordingly. On the other hand, let me assure you that we, countries like Mauritius, what we will do the necessary to step up and adapt our legislative framework, policies that mainstream UNCCD objectives and vision objectively, as well as the well-being of people. For example, our forest law is being actually amended. I think by end of December, we will be in a position that has already mainstreamed the UNCCD reporting obligations to it. So it goes hand in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, what I said from the start of my allocation is only part of a challenge, and in my opinion, let us address this one milestone first, and we can move forward one step at a time. For a simple reason, our well-being is not based on a simple equation of resilience and adaptation, but more lives further ahead in a more complicated and complex fashion, where our way of life actually is threatened, and our own cultures that evolved through periods of migration and these small islands have acted as melting pots. So this is being challenged. Talking about migration, we know how painful it is for family members leaving families behind to go to some other countries, for a better secure future in other parts of the world. So it's quite very painful for those who don't understand the way of life of islanders. And we think that through the SIDS Forum that has been, has started to gain momentum, that we can explain to people how tough and difficult and painful it is sometimes.